Welcome to Token Spotlight. Time to dive deep and see if this token is worth your attention or just another pump and dump. Our token spotlight for today is a very unique cryptocurrency that has been existing for a long while, and many people know about it. And the cryptocurrency that we are talking about is the one and only Solana. Solana is one of the top cryptocurrencies, is one of the cryptocurrencies that has transformed a lot in the crypto space. One of the things that Solana has been able to do is to build a fast ecosystem of a fast blockchain ecosystem using its unique algorithm and its consensus called proof of history. And Solana is seen as one of the cryptocurrency that has a lot of potentials to surpass Ethereum as the leading altcoins. And one of the things about Solana that has made it great is that it has been able to have cross bridges on Binance. We can see the cross bridges across different ecosystem, and is the leader in the meme culture. Earlier in the year, when President Trump, the president of the United States, launched this token, he actually launched it on Solana, which lets you know the the key potentials of Solana and why Solana is seen as one of the major cryptocurrencies with a lot of potentials. And today we are going to be talking about a specific type of Solana token, which is the Binance-Peg Solana. So the meaning of Binance-Pegged is that it's Solana, but it's built on the Binance ecosystem. So we have different types, just like the way USDT, when you want to transfer USDT for people that buy and sell cryptocurrencies, especially worldwide, you have to choose. You can choose between BEP20, which is Binance. You can choose between TLC20 and all that. So when it comes to networks, it's just like when you talk about Solana is the coin, right? And then when you talk about the different network is like you having naira or dollar. The networks are like the banks. So if you want to transfer funds from one network to another, you have to ensure that you are transferring to the right network. So that's the way it works. And today we are going to be talking about Binance Peg Solana. And one of the benefits is peg mechanism. It has smart chain compatibility. It enables DeFi access. We all know that the Binance ecosystem is one of the core ecosystems. And basically, when you think of the Binance pegged Solana, it was designed to mirror the price and value of Solana and is compatible with the Binance ecosystem, just like what I said. And one of the things about it is that it is pegged one to one with native Solana. And for every Binance pegged Solana in circulation, there is a real Solana logged in Binance Reserve. So basically, Binance pegged Solana works like a stable coin. And when you know what stable coins are cryptocurrencies that are pegged to existing assets. So Binance Peg Solana is not just a copy of Solana, it's a powerful bridge that brings the strength of Solana into the fast and affordable world of Binance Smart Chain. And some of the strengths that you think of are is cross-chain compatibility. Compatibility. But let me just talk about the core features where we are first. In the core features, we know that it's built on BEP20, is pegged one to one to the native Solana, and is backed and audited by Binance. It has smart chain compatibility. You can transfer it seamlessly within the Binance ecosystem from Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and other Binance wallets. It's tradable and usable in BSC based ecosystems like staking farms, yield vaults, and exchanges, and flexibility, obviously, which is one of the major factors when you think about pegging, because one of the things that you do when you are pegging it is that you're trying to bring it into a new ecosystem and you want it to be faster. And some of the things that you look at in terms of the strengths are cross-chain utility, just like what I said initially. Binance pegged Solana gives you that cross-chain utility, it brings the value and power of Solana into the Binance ecosystem, where users can access broader DeFi services like staking, farming, and lending. Lower transaction fees, which is very important. We have DeFi integration on BSC, high liquidity and speed, and it also maintains Solana exposure. So it makes you exposed to Solana while operating on a different ecosystem. So it's just like you being exposed to Naira while you are working, like using different banks. For those that are in Nigeria, you can have Naira on different banks. So that's basically part of like a simple explanation that you can use. And if we look at the price, obviously, since it's pegged to Solana, its price is going to be the same price as Solana. And we can see that the price is about $142 as that's when I did my research. And one of the things about Solana is that Solana has a lot of potentials. We know that the all-time high should be around about, I think, is it 400 or 500 for Solana. So it is currently undervalued, and there is a lot of like development that are happening in the Solana ecosystem that keeps on making the Solana ecosystem one of the top ecosystem for people. Another thing too about it is um, the market sentiment or the community sentiment. Community sentiment is basically what people are thinking about the cryptocurrency. And one of the things that you can see about Solana ecosystem is that the community sentiment is about 85%, which shows that there's a lot of support for Solana. Many people think that the price of Solana is going to pump very soon, which is not surprising. Solana has given a lot of people a lot of money. I remember in 2021 when I was working for a cryptocurrency exchange in Nigeria, and the cryptocurrency exchange had someone there that was very high on Solana. At that time, Solana was around $3, and the guy kept on hammering about the potentials of Solana. And Solana eventually like was able to hit those milestones. So Solana is one cryptocurrency that has a very great track record of delivering, and which is quite impressive when you think about it. So that's the market sentiment. Another thing that we always look at in cryptocurrency is the fear and greed index. This gives you a different metrics for what the community is thinking about. And when you think of the fear and greed index for Solana, one of the things that you would be able to see is that there is a lot of the fear and greed index is around 39%, showing you that there is a lot of like a kind of fear in the market. There's that urge towards like fear. The market is looking like many people are not yet sure. They are scared because of the recent development that has happened in the crypto space. But as the oracle of Omaha, that's Warren Buffett, he made a statement which I always say most of my life. When people are greedy, be fearful, and when people are fearful, be greedy. The meaning of that is just basically that when the market is down, that's the best time to accumulate, and when the market is high, that's the best time to sell. So for those that are on TikTok, definitely you won't be able to see my screen, but in our next subsequent live, I'm working on that so that you can be able to get the full experience that those on YouTube and Facebook get based on today's live. So the next thing about the fear and greed index is that it gives you that understanding of what's happening in the market. And another thing that you can always use it to do is it can give you an idea of where the market sentiment is going. And then the next thing is we're looking at some of the major tokens in the Binance-Peg ecosystem. And one of the biggest token there is BNB SOL, which is Binance Solana Liquidity Staking Token. And it's the official liquidity staking derivative for Solana on BSC. Many people might be thinking that what's the meaning of liquidity? In the crypto space, we talk a lot about liquidity. Liquidity just means like money, liquid money. Because cryptocurrencies are decentralized, right? There are no banks, even though we have some crypto banks that are centralized. But when it comes to liquidity, liquidity is that the way some of these decentralized exchanges work is that they incentivize people. So people come together and they put their money in a pool. Just like what's in Nigeria will say, let's assume contribution, or some people in Yoruba will call it ajo. They put their money together in a pool and they get rewarded. So when people do transactions on that pool, they make money from the transaction fees. So that's one of the tokens that you can see that it's being used. One of the benefits of BNB Solana. We also have another top token, which is the Venus protocol listing token. We also have BG SOL, which is BitGet Solana. It's a derivative token from Bitget. Bitget is one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and people get rewarded from it by listing. Venus protocol. Venus is a major decentralized lending platform, and it has added Binance-Peg Solana to its core pool for lending and borrowing. And we have Sol Layer. It's also a multi-exchange staking protocol on Solana, and is one project that also like gives a lot of um like benefits to holders. And obviously, when we think of the biggest markets for Solana, we know the big boys are there. Talking about Binance, we're talking about Bybit, we're talking about Upbeat, we're talking about OKX, Bitget, Mexi, and Gates.io. Those are some of the big projects. And then when we look at the X sentiments, I always like checking X sentiments. For people that don't understand what X sentiment is, we know Twitter was bought by Elon Musk a few years ago and he renamed it X. So we just want to know what's happening on Twitter. Because Twitter is the home of cryptocurrencies. If you are serious about doing crypto, beyond watching videos on TikTok and YouTube, you always have to go on Twitter, or you have to go to a platform that gives you like some of the information that is happening there so that you can understand what's happening. So some of the things that you'd see, these comments from Mr. 305 says Solana's price makes absolutely zero sense right now. It reminds me of Bitcoin at 22K in 2023. That's very crazy. Yeah, the price of Bitcoin was 22,000 in 2023. So for those people that bought then, they are definitely maybe 4x profits. And yeah, sometimes when you see the prices of cryptocurrencies and you just feel that it makes no sense, right? Especially if you're someone that does a lot of research, you've read about it and you're like, no, this cryptocurrency price is not something that that makes sense, right? But it's very difficult because when it comes to crypto assets, and that's why some people always ask me that why don't I not trade, or why don't I not, like when my family members come to meet me and say how much should they put, I'm always like saying no, I don't want to collect anybody's money and all that, because when it comes to crypto, you have that benefit when it pumps, and you also have to be accountable to yourself when it dumps. And tokens like Solana, Ethereum, despite the potentials that they have, can actually look like scam tokens if you buy them at the wrong time. So that's why some people will come and say cryptocurrencies are scam, cryptocurrency is this. It's just all about your timing into the market and what you want to do with those tokens. That's another thing. When you're entering into crypto, you need to have like your reasons for entering into cryptocurrencies. You have to either have a long-term plan, or you are looking to just buy and get out or take advantage of the market. So that's why I always advise people that when it comes to crypto, you really need to have your plan. You need to know the reason why you are holding a crypto asset. It's just like when you're that's for people that are in developed countries. You look at stocks and like shares and all that. I think one of the mistakes that many people make is they think about stocks and they look at it as a short-term thing. Yeah, if you have the energy of being a day trader, you can actually do stock short-term. But when it comes to crypto, I think it's quite important that you are intentional about what you want to do. You want to either be, if you don't know anything about crypto, then it's better for you to be a long-term holder. And you can also do dollar cost average. For people that are in countries that their currencies are not stable, I would always advise you to convert your currencies to like USDT, because that's because USDT is like dollars, right? You're just literally keeping your money in dollars. I remember about 2 years ago when the price of Naira and dollar started misbehaving. Thankfully, I was always keeping most of my money in USDT. And in the space of 3 months, my assets actually increased because the price of Naira and dollar went from 400 to 800. So people that kept their money in USDT got more value for their Naira. Even though at the end of the day, inflation will increase, the spending, you end up using it to buy a lot of expensive things, right? But your money still keeps value. So that's it. Today we've already spoken about major parts. We've talked about markets, watch. We've done analysis on the market. We've seen what's happening in crypto. We've also had our token spotlights on Solana, which was sponsored by FS Crypto News. And I would always advise that you check FS Crypto News. They provide some of the best news in cryptocurrencies. You get a lot of value from them. That's your token spotlight breakdown. What did you think? Drop your thoughts below and smash the like button for tomorrow's analysis.